So, what's your idea about institutionalization and corporate communication? What do you think?
Well, I think it has always been the case that it's essential for institutionalization of public relations. That's what you mean. I think that ever since I read a book by Marcus Seif, who was the founder of Marks and Spencer's, and he said really when he started working in the company back in the 1930s, I think it was, or 1940s, he had the view that every member of staff was on the public relations team. And that had to be the case throughout the whole career. And this was a company that was founded on reputation. They didn't advertise for many, many years. In fact, only in the last few years that they've really started using advertising instead of just public relations. So they are a fantastic example of a brand and a hugely successful organization that was founded on institutionalized public relations.
Great. And what happened later?
What happened later? I think that the market became very crowded. For a long time they were the only high quality brand of its sort. They have a saying that most of the fine people of the UK wore Marks and Spencer's underwear. We wouldn't have the proof of this, but it was certainly part of the quality label. And I think that maybe the market became more crowded, and so they decided to advertise as well. But they still use public relations as the core of their promotion, and the reputation is everything to the brand.
And what's your experience in the companies, in an organization? What happens in your view?
Well, when I advise clients, I always advise them to make sure that public relations is working at every level, that the whole organization is a communicative organization, but also everyone in the organization has a role to play in the reputation of the organization.
And it happens, in your view?
Sometimes. When it works well, it happens well. I know I worked in the National Health Service for many years as a director of communication, and there the staff involvement was a very important point. And they talked about staff involvement, and I said, why be involved unless you can change something? And that means that we needed to have institutionalized public relations to create that.
And your opinion is that is becoming more and more important, at least in your country?
I think it's always been important. I don't think it's a new thing. I think ever since Marks and Spencer's was founded, and they sent shirts to the miners who were very poor to prove that because they needed a quality shirt, this was the beginning of building reputation for quality, and everybody was involved in that, and I think they always should be.
Great. So we'll see in the other countries in our conference.
Okay, I'm sure we will.